I'm so excited. Oh my God. First of all, can I just say real quick, I'm so excited to be doing this and you're so freaking cool. And I'm just really happy. And yeah, let's go.
Cool. Well, I think that's a perfect cold open there. No need
Yeah.
to do a formal intro. So, Kezia, why don't you share with everyone how you got into tech sales and what you were doing with the nutrition stuff and how you sort of totally transformed your career trajectory with course careers?
Yeah. So, wow, where to start? I became a trainer slash nutritionist in 2019, and I've kind of been all over the place on what I wanted to do with my life, right? But like everyone comes on here and says, I started listening to Cyrus, and he, raved about tech sales and course careers, and I'm like, hmm, sales was like a common denominator in a lot of the different jobs that I've done over the past 10 years. It's something that I realized that no matter how much I kind of tried to pivot and do something else, I kind of was drawn back into that realm and people really liked putting me in that role. So I was like, okay, this is something that I'm naturally good at. And then he's talking about making six figures, which I've never made. That right on, right? It's like
Show me the
it
money.
just yes, exactly. It makes sense. I have two kids, two small kids, and I'm just like, listen, I need to get my life to a point where I feel comfortable and I feel like I am doing something worthwhile that's gonna like create something substantial for my kids. So like I, started looking into course careers. I went on the website. I watched every single interview with like the people who did it beforehand. And a lot of them didn't even come from sales. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, they are not even their background is not even in sales. And I have a background in sales. Like this is kind of kismet. So I literally used my last $150 and I did the payment plan and I got the course.
I love that. How does it feel that you are now one of the successful testimonial interviews that you've watched them all? Now you're one.
It is surreal. It's wild because I literally like I am obsessed with course careers. I truly feel like this platform, this the different boot camps, like you guys really have figured out a system and a formula to like help people, especially people that look like me. And the fact that it was so seamless into me following what everyone else did and coming out on the other side and getting those results, like just following what I was told to do. I think everyone needs to try it.
And the truth is that anyone can be successful once they get to that point of I'm ready to make change,
Right.
and they find confidence seeing someone else that comes from a similar background or that looks like them, and they say, "Well, gee, if they can do it, I can do it,
Yeah.
surely."
Right.
And it's a
Exactly.
confidence thing, and everyone finds confidence from different places. So, talk about your journey going through the course, and then
Yeah.
within 3 weeks, right, landing a job. That's pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
So okay. So I turned down that job. So that was the first job I was offered, but I actually turned that job down. So I took the course. I finished it in, I think it took me 4 weeks to finish it. And while I was about to finish the course, I got offered two jobs. I got offered a tech sales job at Yelp, and I got offered an insurance job at American Income. And the tech sales job, they weren't paying as much as the insurance job. And at the time, I was in a really like I said, I used my last 150 to get started. So I was in a really bad financial spot. So I needed the money really bad, and I took the insurance job. And I totally regretted it, but it everything happened for a reason. I took the job and I worked that job for a couple of months, and I literally a couple of months passed by and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like I fell in love with, so when I took the course and learning about being an SDR, like everyone says, it's a different beast, right? Like I did so many different types of sales. I was a brand ambassador. I was a sales director. I was like in different parts in the industry, but this SDR, it's such a specific vein And I fell in love with it, really. I really truly appreciated the art of what was taught within the course. And I'm like, I need to get back to basics. I need to get back to what I actually said I was gonna do. Right. Like I wanted a tech sales job. So then I started reapplying for jobs. And then within 2 weeks, I got the offer and I accepted at Eptura.
Everyone finds the place they're actually meant to be. It sometimes just takes a few twists and turns along the way. And for you, it happened to be the insurance company, and then
Yeah,
now you got into the role you're at today. How has getting hired in tech sales changed your life financially, if at all?
definitely changed my life. I So, I mean, this is the most money I've ever made, ever in my entire life. That's number one. I started last week and, it was like the Thanksgiving break. I was off for so many days and then I just got paid and I'm like, whoa, it's pretty insane. And I would say the reason why I said before it's like an art is because like with insurance, like I was like doing like 250, sometimes 300 calls a day, right? And that's just the calls. That's not admin work or anything like that. So when it come switching over to Eptura, this job, it's more specific, detailed actions that I get to really allow myself to apply what I learned within the course, right? So I feel so much more efficient at what I'm doing, right? Because like every day, like I have literally a notebook of Dressel notes that I go over, and I check it. No, because it's really good. And so I just feel more confident, more efficient. I'm making more money. And then, as people say within tech, it's a different culture, right? So like my boss is literally amazing. He's like the most understanding man. He's the easiest to talk to. He's a great coach. He's constantly talking to me about my next steps to go on the track because I want to be an AE. And I just started, So it
Mm.
within 2 weeks, I just feel so much more like you were talking about that confidence, but also so much more love for my life and the trajectory of where my life is going, as opposed to like 7 months ago.
It's much more exciting getting out of bed knowing you feel like you're working towards something meaningful
Yes.
opposed to just
Yeah.
going through the motions again. So it's really cool to hear that. And that's
Yeah.
what the career in tech sales has been able to afford you so far. We're just getting out of the
Yeah.
gates. What were some of the top lessons that you mentioned that you took away from the course that helped you get the job and apply to your job today?
Yeah. I think this is something I hear. I follow you religiously and a lot of top voices on LinkedIn, and this is something that people say. It's like you take the course and then you kind of just get lumped into applying the way a regular person would apply. Well, you just took a course to become an SDR. It just gave you the tools of how to email, how to search people, how to hit them up, what to say, how to get creative. Are you going to send a video and stuff like that? So I would say like the first week, I think I could have gotten hired sooner, to be honest. But like, the first week, I was just like throwing out not emails. I was just throwing out applications. And then I was like, whoa, after a week, I'm like, hold on, what am I doing? I need to apply what I learned. So then I started prospecting people the way I would look for them within a job. I was looking for jobs that way. And so I wanted to break down, okay, what kind of software do I want to sell? Right. And so it just helped me to get a lot more specific about what I was looking for. And then once I was specific about what I was looking for, I was reaching out to companies specifically, right? I was going on their websites. I wasn't doing the fast apply on LinkedIn, right? And
Mm.
so it just helped me to the quality of what I was doing improved when I really took the skills that was taught in the course, which is just to be really specific and really action oriented with that specificity and like combining that to get what you want. I think that was like my biggest takeaway.
You mentioned you even had an offer before you even completed the course. So how many interviews did you have to do until you were able to land and figure your way?
The second offer or the first one?
Just total. How after you started Course
I
Careers, how
did
many interviews
about
did you do
15
throughout the whole
total
time to eventually land where
interviews.
you're at today?
But when it came to like applying, I mean, I probably applied to like close to 1,000 jobs. Like that was my full-time job. Like I'm the type of person, like once I decide this is what I want to do, like it's like all I think about, that's all I'm doing. Right. And so within applying to probably maybe more than 1,000, I never really truly kept track, but it was, my goal was at least applying to at least like 20 to 40 jobs a day, right? And that takes a lot because you have to research the company and you have to understand the product, and then you have to tailor everything and then fix your resume and whatnot. And so out of that came like 15 interviews. And then within those interviews, I would say only about 4 interviews led to multiple rounds. I had some phone screens where it just never went anywhere. Some people ghosted me. Never heard anything back. I had 4 interviews that had multiple rounds, and then I had 2 interviews, which were the ones that I got hired, that I did 3 rounds of interviews.
Being that you've been through a lot, you've seen it, what
I
tips
would
can you offer
say,
someone that's looking to embark upon a similar
first
journey
and
of breaking into
foremost,
tech?
get really go within, see what it is that you're looking for, and then decide, are you willing to put in the work?
That's fantastic advice, Kezia. Thanks so much for being here today. For anyone listening right now that is interested in learning more about CourseCareers and starting your career in tech sales, you can visit the first link in the description below. Free intro course, $50 off. And I hope we have the chance to speak on the other side. So, Kezia, thanks again for being here, and talk to you soon.